love you like me.
All right, let's get the intro.
This year, y'all roll out, nigga. Yeah. See this here for the straight baller, nigga. Niggas know how to relax up in here.
All right, y'all. We back in the lab. We back in the studio. I'm Robbie's Rick. What's good?
What's good, Brody?
Same shit. This is the Captain's Law Podcast and YouTube show. We want to, again, as always, thank everybody for tuning in to us tonight, man. We got a couple of things we're going to talk about. First, before we get into that, Rick, what's good? You all right?
I'm good, man. Just coming off a busy work weekend.
Work weekend.
Work weekend. I was in Jersey. Had stuff going on at Fort Meade. I was busy, man. What about you?
I had a busy weekend as well, bro. You know, I worked by my fucking self on Friday, and I worked all the way by myself on Saturday. So when I work by myself on Friday, you know, I can call my supervisor, give me a little break. You know what I'm saying? Saturday, I was assed out, and it was fucking cherry blossom parade.
Yeah.
So
This right here's the cherry blossom.
Yeah, fuck that. The commute was some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The roads was blocked. Wasn't nowhere to park. I was about to have to take a fucking scooter from the mall down to Anacostia because the train would take a I would have, but all them shits was took. So yeah, my fucking weekend sucked. So I definitely had to medicate the work off me. But we got some good shit for y'all tonight, man. Our topics are we're gonna be talking basketball and football. We're gonna be talking some local shit, some serial killer shit.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna be doing our Jackass Forever movie review. And I also got a question for the audience today. So you got your fucking dad jokes. Now I got my question for you in the audience. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So regular season is over. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Seen some good basketball. But I got to get on my Wizards for a second. So Wizards finished 12th in the East at
seen that.
35-47. That's ahead of the Pacers, the Pistons, and the Magic. You know, I would just like for us to finish maybe 6 or 7. If you make me happy. But so for the first year is done. We got some new players. We got rid of some new players for another new player. Mm-hmm. We lost our superstar for the season. How would you rate Wes Unseld Jr. for his first year?
To me, and this is just my opinion, I mean, when you hear Wizards and highlights, right, and you watch, I'm not hearing his name like that.
No. What's his first year? So,
I mean, but still, the way that he was being, I would say
they was putting him up. They was putting him pretty high up.
They was pretty. To me, based off of what they tried to, paint the narrative of what this super expectation of is, I don't think he met that. I mean, but then again, I gave him a little slack because it is his first year.
How much slack you giving though?
I'm not giving none. You already know me. I'm not giving no slack.
I'm giving a little bit of slack. I'm gonna tell you why I'm giving slack. I'm giving slack because we picked up a lot of new players, and then we ended up having to get rid of some motherfuckers like mid-season. So picked up Dinwiddie, got rid of him, got rid of Bertans, picked up Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? Kuz doing his thing. KCP started doing his thing on the second half of the season. Kisper starting to get more bump. Denny, you know what I'm saying? What's my other man? What's my other man? My center.
Fuck.
Tall light skinned dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. I just lost it. He's doing his thing.
I give it. They don't have no chemistry like as they should. So
that's where I was going to go.
There was too many changes mid-season and throughout the season for them to have the chemistry for them to perform at the level of what we expect, right? And then two, what they how they should. As a team. So hopefully if shit stays the same now, they have a little bit more consistency and more chemistry that will be displayed on the court for a better playoff spot.
Ralph Young says, are you going free agent after this season? No, I'm not going free agent because it's the first year. But what I will say is the shit's still looking Scotty Brookish a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like if you was a new coach, right? I expect you to come in and kind of have your own thing. It just seemed like he was doing the same shit, like not really knowing which lineup is which. You know what I'm saying? Cutting people minutes. Like, I really need to know the first nigga's name. You look his name up. The light-skinned nigga. They were cutting his minutes. You know what I'm saying? They were cutting his minutes. And when we had Trez, and they were having Trez coming, Trez is good. But I'm like, you still got to give my man his time, though. Daniel Gafford. You cutting down Gafford's minutes. Honestly, I felt like when Daniel Gafford in the beginning of the season, when he was doing his thing, I felt like he was the most exciting player on the court to watch. He had a lot of energy. He was getting hard-earned buckets, hard-earned minutes. And then as soon as Trez started giving you more energy, boom, you cut his minutes. I'm like, damn, you could have evened that out. So it's like now you got Porzingis on the team, you know what I'm saying? Didn't play to after fucking All-Star weekend. That's fine. But we came in and he had like, I think he dropped like 25, almost 30 his first game. Yeah. But then after that, it was back to the same bullshit. So I'm like, well, the problem is we don't play no fucking defense.
No.
And when I say we all five of them don't play defense, then he be strapping up. Then he get out there and check whoever. Rui ain't playing. No, Rui be trying to play D, but he be getting scored on. But it's like they don't do good on the rotations. You know what I'm saying? The pick and rolls. Every time one man get blocked, the whole shit fall apart.
Yep.
So I kind of expected shit like that as a new coach to be like, all right, y'all looking fucking crazy out here. Let's make these changes. You know what I'm saying? But then you got rid of your players. You chose Bill. They chose Bill. Yeah. And I'm just like, how much you about to give him? $250? Sheesh. Is Bill worth $250? Bill, my man, but $250?
Who else they gonna get that money to?
I mean, I guess the basketball inflation is different, but I don't see anybody who's worth $250 million, bro. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about just the straight NBA check. I'm not even talking about the endorsements.
Yeah.
$250.
I mean, but you got to think about it. I mean, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but fucking basketball players and baseball players make way more than fucking football players.
Everybody make more money than football players.
So to me, it's not that much of a shock that
they don't pay the football niggas enough. I get it that they don't play as many games, but they don't pay them niggas enough. Unless you're a quarterback, they don't pay you no money, bro. That Patrick Mahomes probably the biggest contract I've never seen, but that's like 10 years though. So is it really that big of a contract?
Nah. Shit, who got the biggest contract? What
in NBA?
No, I'm talking about in football recently. It was just Watson and Rodgers.
And what stat didn't they cut Stafford a check too, right?
Matt Stafford. I can't remember.
I don't think it was that high, but they cut him a check. I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers shit was high for his age. I would say that's the highest motherfucking that's the highest shit I ever seen for a quarterback that's fucking 37, 38 years old.
They probably played 1 year.
Yeah.
Still get his check.
What you say, Ty? I can't see your message.
So why they bring Ish Smith back and
that's another thing. These
guys are bums.
Capital
bums.
Thanks for bringing that up. So you know we got rid of Saturansky. We got rid of Ish Smith. We got rid of both these motherfuckers at the same time.
Yep. And
then because he got waived, you go and pick him up, and then you got Ish Smith back from Charlotte. Is there no one else to pick up, dog? Like I'm looking at these fucking J.R. Smiths. I'm looking at Michael Beasley. I'm looking at players like I'm looking at Abel Buckets at home that you could have picked up for nothing, and you went back and picked up two niggas we already had.
Yeah. But how do you feel like you get cut and you get picked up?
Shit, you feel you live to play another day because they probably wasn't gonna get picked up. I think Saturansky would have got picked up because he a tall point guard, but Ish, maybe they made a pull some Lakers shit and picked him up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But around the league. When I say around the league, I just really mean the Lakers.
Directed specifically towards the Lakers.
Lakers finished 11th in the West at 33-49. Just to throw that out there that the Wiz had 35 games. Yeah. So, I mean, it's already terrible. They're about to dismantle the whole team. Yep. They got rid of Frank Vogel. As of today, he ain't the coach no more. I feel like that shit ain't really trending like it should be. Listen, congratulations, Frank Vogel. You made it out. That shit was a fucking circus, dog.
It was
a circus, dog. Like
Afro circus, polka dot. That shit was trash.
First thing they did was they went back to that video when they was doing the jersey, trying on the jerseys and shit and all that. They went back to that, and meme the shit out of that where they was all like you got all these old ass niggas on the fucking court. Like you could have sent Melo anywhere else, dog.
A lot of them could have went anywhere else,
but they following LeBron. They following the GM. LeBron is fucking. Let me tell you something. Please, if somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like LeBron got like the most pull I've ever seen.
He does.
A basketball player. Like, so you know he didn't play the last 2 games.
Yep.
Apparently, some apparent injury.
I'm
like, bro, like this the same nigga who
he ain't got no injury, bro.
This the same nigga who then walked off the court,
man,
before the game been over,
man.
Then multiple turnovers.
Talk about it,
and then fucking around and just be like this. Look at the coach, like take me out.
Yep.
So him not playing the game, like
I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. Take me out, coach. I'm a bitch. Take me out.
I'm just like, bro, like that's why when we do this Jordan and shit, I'm like, we can talk stats and all that, bro, but Jordan he never had these antics, man. Like I think
there were antics, but they were not on the court though. Jordan did have his bullshit. Jordan was knocking motherfuckers out in the locker room.
Well, I know he was real aggressive. He was real aggressive.
But he didn't display that type of sportsmanship on the court and that bitch assness on the court.
Yeah, bro. Like it's bad, dog. Like just you lose. I remember, dog. I will never forget this because I think this is when the shit really started to happen. It was with Miami, and they lost. I forgot who they lost to, and he walked off the fucking court. Before the game was over. We
talking about that shit, just talking about it just in some regular shit.
Before the game was over, this nigga was walking back to the locker room. I was like, you ain't even gonna shake their hands, bro.
Nothing.
I think they gave him a fine for this shit or something. I'm like, come on, bro. You supposed to be.
It wasn't even no real fine for real. It was just like, all right, you just gonna. That's even if he fucking paid. They probably just say, look, we're just gonna sit here and say that we fined you, so it can look like we're doing something. But LeBron, please, you can't do this anymore. That's what the fuck that happened.
Man, I just need to see a little bit more accountability. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You done did your thing. You know, you got 19 years in the league. I ain't saying I'm talking about the antics, bro. Like, I mean, they be probing all that shit. Like he was coming and he was in I think it was the last game, and he was coming to sit on the bench, and Kent Bazemore's bum ass was sitting in his seat. He made that nigga get up, like, bro, get up. You know what I'm saying? And was dapping everybody up and shit. And when Bazemore tried to dap him up, he ain't said that. Bazemore was like, okay. I'm like, bro, like you really on that's really type of time I wouldn't want to play with you either. Hey, I honestly think that Russ played bad. Well, number one, Russ played bad because Russ is on the decline. Yeah. But I just think that the chemistry just wasn't there.
No, it wasn't. But Ralph, I gotta address it. Who in the hell has pulled like LeBron right now? Because he said all superstars have that power.
Who? I mean, are you talking about like flopping and shit?
No, I'm talking about. We were talking about the pool and the shit that he get away with.
I ain't never seen nobody walk off.
Nobody's getting away with shit that LeBron does. Who? Bro. That's a fact. Don't worry, I'll wait, Ralph.
Who? KD walked off the court when they was losing. Where was this? Send me the clip. You know what? I will. Hey, listen. I will. KD not that far off. KD.
He's not that far off. He been popping off a little bit, but that's a nigga from C Pleasant.
He been going off on the fans, but it's like I can respect it. The fans.
Yeah, I mean he going off at the fans because the fans are gonna talk trash to you, call you out your name, call type of shit while you're playing. But he's not blatantly disrespecting the league that put money in his pocket, the coaches, his fellow teammates, or his competitors. He's not doing that.
And he say he gonna own it. He say he gonna own the team one day.
Who?
LeBron. He say he want to be an owner.
Nah, man.
Ty says Kyrie took half the season off and then come back like a boy. He take off. He just ain't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah, that's something different.
You can't really say that. I mean, he followed the protocol.
Kyrie was exercising his right to not get vaccinated, so he took the L by sitting down. That is completely different from blatant disrespect.
Yeah, I'm not buying that one, bro. But I mean, speaking of Kyrie, we can get into the play-in. So we got the play-in coming in. I think it's this weekend, ain't it?
I think so.
I think it's this weekend. So you're from the West. You got number 9 Pelicans versus number 10 Spurs. I'm going with the Pelicans.
Harden's not getting away with shit like that, bro. Harden don't do no shit like that.
Harden just be flopping, bro. Like if you want to talk floppers, it's a long list of them niggas. But Harden ain't even playing. He ain't even playing top tier basketball right now, and he might be on the slump. I didn't think it was true because I was like, well, he just got there, but no, he might be in the slump, he might just he just can't overshadow Embiid. It's Embiid's team. But you got Pelicans versus Spurs. I'm going with the Pelicans. Who you got?
I'm going with the Pelicans.
Then you got number 7 Timberwolves versus number 8 Clippers. Ooh.
Clippers.
You going with the Clippers?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Clippers too. Just they got Paul George back.
Yeah.
If they didn't have him, I was gonna do that. Ty says Milwaukee versus Chicago first round is gonna be late. You goddamn right. I'm so sad that they got to play each other that early.
Yeah.
Then you got from the East, you got number 9 Hawks versus number 10 Hornets. I'm going with the Hornets, bro. I'm fucking with LaMelo. I'm fucking with goddamn Trez.
Yeah, bro. I'm
fucking with them,
I
bro.
concur on that one.
And then you got number 7 Nets versus number 8 Cavs. Cavs got a mob, dog.
I'm going with Nets.
You going with the Nets? I don't think the world's not gonna let the Nets lose, but I'm gonna play underdog. I'm going with the Cavs.
Okay. Right.
We'll make a note of that.
Shim.
So let me know if y'all think, if anybody want to object on that shit. Any objections? No. All right. So let's get to the fucking NFL, man. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, man.
Definitely.
Some sad shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Reports say my man was on the highway and he got hit by a fucking dump truck, man. We don't know. I mean, if they said that why, I don't know yet. We don't know why he was in the street, but he got hit. You know what I'm saying? In South Florida. And it's fucking tragic, man. You know,
24 years old.
24 years old, would have been 25 this year. He was married, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, came from Washington. It's unfortunate, bro. Like, this just random shit. I really would like to know, like, what happened. Maybe he ran out of gas. Maybe he had a flat. Maybe a fucking bug came in the window or something. I don't know. I would really like to know
the details.
And why the hell he was on the street. But I just want to talk about fucking Adam Schefter, bro. So Adam Schefter, you think he's slick? They on his ass now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
First of all, Adam Schefter is like one of the main guys. He's like one of the main folks who be reporting shit.
Yeah.
He's like you know, basketball is Woj.
Yeah,
Adrian Wojnarowski. Sorry if I jacked that up. I just call him Woj. He's like the Woj, but NFL. This motherfucker tweeted, Dwayne Haskins, a standout at Ohio State before struggling to catch on with Washington and Pittsburgh in the NFL, died this morning when he got hit by a car in South Florida. Per his agent, Cedric Saunders, Haskins would have been 25 on May 3rd. Why the fuck? Why that first sentence? Say the first sentence?
Yeah, the first
bro.
sentence is not needed. It's extra.
So this is my thing about this. I understand if you get out here, you may say some shit, it may not come out right, but you tweeted this, which means you typed it, which means you thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And a guy in your position.
To be honest, whatever the fuck his intent is, I just hope he actually like pays like a fucking the price for that. Like I hope like something, not something bad like physical, but like I hope there's some type of repercussions for shit like that, because how dare you try to throw any type of shade at anybody in this time, right? Like during this is a tragic event, some unfortunate, unseen, fucking tragic shit, but you try to damper and put your little bullshit ass 2 cents on his performance in the NFL, or what you think that it. What the fuck does that have to do with him getting hit by a fucking truck?
And he tried to delete the tweet. Like,
motherfuckers on that. Twitter police is real.
Yeah, you know, you had other court, Lamar Jackson, and it was like, you lame as shit for that. Like, bro,
somebody gonna see that.
What do this guy to do with the? I mean, what this guy do with the dump truck? And this is not because he black. This not because he played for my former team. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just the fact that
I like how you just slid that in there too, bitch. Talking about your former team. You ain't go nowhere.
Look,
fuck are you talking about?
You see some commander shit hanging up in here.
You take command, bitch.
So I'm just like, this is a person, and the first thing you want to do is throw shade on how he was a subpar player. Who cares? He's dead now. He's dead, what the fuck does it matter?
Somebody gonna Will Smith that man.
I'm like, this be the shit that
you talking about.
I be talking about, bro. I be like, just be who you are, dog. Like, if you don't fuck with some of these players, it was another old ass announcer that said some stupid shit too about, well, this what happens when you're on the highway or something like that. But I'm like, bro, like,
look, motherfuckers don't know. Just don't say just don't say nothing at all. If you're not gonna pay your respects, right, and be decent in the shit,
you could have just said
don't say nothing. Just say rest in peace and leave it the fuck alone.
And left it there.
You ain't got shit else to fucking say.
And the crazy thing is, I was home. I was watching. You know what I'm saying? ESPN at work when the shit had broke because my man shout out to Donnie Flem who sent me the shit. So I was like, this nigga fast, bro. we might need to hire your ass. That nigga fast. But I'm just like, come on, dog. Like, why would you even say some shit like that? Like, I'm surprised it's more people not really jumping on him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard you hear anything from Stephen A. I ain't heard shit. I ain't heard shit from none of that. But he usually would jump in on some shit like that. But man,
he'll jump on fucking Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, but he not gonna jump on this motherfucker pretty much disrespecting the dead man. Fuck out of here. I can't stand
I got something to add on that too. But man, rest in peace, man. Look, somebody died. Just let him rest, man. Don't sit there and try to fucking drag their goddamn name in the mud because he may have been a fucking he may have been a slow starter or he just didn't catch on that quick. So what? There's plenty of sorry ass quarterbacks that done been in the league for twice as long as that man been in there and they still fucking there. But so real quick. So you know what they doing now, right? You know it was a fight at a NASCAR race. Two drivers was fighting.
Nah, I missed that.
Going blow for blow. I seen it. So you know what Twitter was doing. They was like, oh my God, I'm so scarred and appalled. I may never be able to drive again. I hope he's suspended for 10 years. They was like minimum punishment, 10-year ban.
Jesus, who was
from
fighting?
Swinging on it? It was two drivers. I just looked at.
You don't know the drivers?
Nah.
It wasn't a black dude, one.
Nah, there was two white dudes. Okay. But he was swinging on him, and I was like, "Wow!" I mean, the comments was like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, I'm traumatized.
I'm traumatized.
I'm gonna need for him to be
keep
gone
my
for
pit crew's name out your fucking mouth." And they probably just went to blows.
I'm gonna need him to be gone at least 10 years. But man, rest in peace. That's all we got. That's all we got for sports, man. What we got going on in the local shit,
man? So, if y'all don't know by now, I am into the whole investigative discovery, first 48 serial killer murder shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, me just reading around, I stumbled across a gentleman by the name of Joe Metheny. Joe Metheny, aka Tiny, was born in Baltimore. He's from Baltimore. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the whole story. Please feel free to comment while I'm going over this whole story. So Metheny was known as Tiny back in the 90s because he was 6'1" and weighed 500 fucking pounds. 500 pounds.
Rest in peace to them ankles.
Man, he ain't had none. So he spent most of his time in bars, living with bands of homeless men in makeshift camps in South Baltimore. And he spent pretty much all of his money on crack cocaine, heroin, and liquor. But he was able to maintain a job as a forklift driver. And he was pretty much, a lot of people that didn't know him said he was pretty intelligent and well-spoken, but he was very well-mannered. So in 1994, he murdered this lady named Kathy Ann Mazziner. In 1994, she was 39 years old. Who was a known prostitute. So he killed her and he buried her body in a shallow grave at the factory where he worked at. And the body was there for more than like 2 years. So then he said that he had later said that he strangled her and he dug her up the skeleton 6 months later and then put her head in a box and then threw it in the trash. So it gets better. So this is the crazy part. So he was tried for a murder in a different case in 1995. So mind your timeline. He killed the lady Kathy in 94. He got tried for killing 2 homeless dudes in Tent City with the axe in 95. Underneath the Baltimore's Hanover Street Bridge. He killed these 2 homeless dudes with his fucking axe. There have been disputes involving rival homeless groups in that area. So another individual by the name of Larry Amos stole a murder weapon and used it to kill somebody else named Everett Dowell. who's another homeless man. So he was charged him of manslaughter. So due to the fact that axe was used by another individual, after serving almost 2 years of jail, they released him and set him free. So mind you, timeline. Right now we're at 3. He killed a lady in 94. He killed 2 homeless guys, and he was never charged and convicted with the murder in 94. He killed the 2 homeless guys in 95 with the axe. There was another guy who used that same murder weapon to kill somebody else. He was acquitted of those charges after spending 2 years in jail, and he was let free. So at this point, he done killed 3 people from in between the years of 1994 and 95, and was released. So then he killed another lady in 96, and her name was Kimberly Spicer, by stabbing her with a knife. But then he also kidnapped another lady named Rita Kemper. And the later part of 96, he attempted to rape her. But what happened was he had shared drugs with her in the trailer where he was living at the pallet factory. So he was a forklift driver at a lumber yard that made pallets. So he had a trailer on the property because he really had no much else to go. So what happened was they linked up, was doing drugs, right? Drinking booze. She refused to have sex with him, ran out of the trailer. So he chased her, beat her ass, dragged her back into the trailer, and tried to rape her. But then he's telling her, he was like, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to bury you in the woods after I'm done. But she managed to escape. So the first lady that he killed in November of 96, Miss Kimberly Spicer, he asked a buddy of his who worked at the factory to help him bury the body, which he's been hiding the entire time at this factory. So this guy done killed 3 people already, went to jail, got released, killed another female in November of 1996, tried to kill another lady in December of 96. She got away, but then he asked his homeboy to help him bury the body that's already been hiding for 2+ months at the place where he worked and lived. It gets better. It gets way better. So once he asked a friend to help him, the friend reported it to police, and he was arrested and charged with the murder the same day. The owner of the business was also arrested because he was charged with accessory to the fact of helping dispose of the body. But then what happened, he started confessing to more murders, saying that he done killed up to like 10 people. So once he was arrested, he led the police to where a couple of the victims were buried, and he also dug up they showed him with a razor with a lady that he kept her head, put her head in the box and threw it in the trash. So his MO, right, and they identified the lady through dental records once they found her skull. So his MO was choosing young white sex workers who were addicted to heroin and cocaine so he can take advantage of them and do his business. He was also indicted for killing another individual, but the charges were later dropped because of lack of evidence. But then also he claimed to kill like another 3 to 4 prostitutes on Washington Boulevard in Baltimore. Mind you, this is all happening in the 90s, mid 90s. So this is the crazy part. So disposing of the bodies, this is where it gets interesting. So he has said that he has thrown bodies in the river, but they've never been found. But he's claimed he's made a statement that a couple of the victims that he killed to help dismember their bodies, he chopped them up, but he kept some of the fat, meaty portions of the body and put it in a Tupperware jar and put it in his freezer in his trailer at the factory. In between working at the factory for him to assist with his drug and alcohol addiction. He started a barbecue stand. I'm gonna keep going. So what he did was he started grinding up this human flesh and mixing it with pork and beef and was serving barbecue sandwiches and hamburgers out of this makeshift barbecue stand that he had in Baltimore and was serving them to people over like several months. He said that if you grind up human flesh and mix it with pork and beef, you really can't tell the difference. So they asked him, did anybody ever complain about your food? He said, nobody's never complained about my food. They rather told me how good my food was. So that is a true story of a Maryland cannibal, Joe Tiny Metheny.
Hey Joe, I just want to.
He's dead, by the way. He died in like 2017.
Joe, I just want to let you know. I just want you to come back to life, and I want you to go to hell again.
Yeah,
are you serious, dog?
Yeah, bro.
You got this joint eating Angus people.
I don't know why that's so funny. I don't know why that's so funny.
Really out here eating Five Guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Dark humor. But yeah, man. So, yeah, man, that shit was crazy. It's a whole bunch of other stuff that they claim that he did. What? He was an ugly, big, fat motherfucker too.
I'm trying to figure out how he chased the chick down though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how is he 600 pounds and he chasing people down? That's probably how she got away.
He must have tripped her ass up or something. Ain't no way he just ran her down off some T1000 shit.
Yeah, nah, hell no. Nah. Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
But just make sure you be wary of.
Be worried when you see these fucking weirdos, like, especially on the fucking train. I seen a weirdo on the train. I thought I was about to have to save everybody's life on the train. I think this nigga was wilding. Fuck that. Move on. So got a chance to watch Jackass Forever. Well, probably maybe half of it in the barbershop the other day.
Down.
Listen.
Them
niggas look terrible. Steve-O voice sound terrible. I mean, we getting old, but that man, look.
Steve-O voice has been the same since the first Jackass.
Honestly, dog, am I over Jackass? Are you over it, or did you loved it?
I mean, I've always watched it. It was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little cringy to me. And some parts caught me off guard. Like the beginning, I had no clue what it was until I had to look.
And so let's just start there. Like, niggas showing dicks and shit, man. Like, come on, bro. I don't want, like, we in the barbershop. I'm looking at my barber. I'm like, oh, Slim, oh. I'm like, Aiden, like, dicks and shit, and bees on the dicks, and assholes and balls. Come on, bro. Like, this is shit we used to laugh at back in the day, dog.
I think it wasn't to that extreme. The
they didn't even try to blur the shit or nothing.
Look, the ping obsession was not as intense in previous Jackass movies or shows. It was a little overboard. I felt like I was watching the one scene in Bruno. If you ever seen the same dude that did Borat, he had one scene in Bruno that was just like a little too much for me, and I cut it off after that. I felt like I was watching that over and over and over again. But there was other parts in the movie that was funny as shit. So I was just like, God damn, I want to watch it. But it got to the point I was like, all right, pause. I'm not looking at this shit because this shit's wild.
Yeah. So I mean, they didn't went and recruited some cronies. So they got some people that's going to do half the dumb shit for them. But the worst joint, I don't know from how much more the movie was left. But when they did the cup test joint, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, it was probably like another 30, 45 minutes.
The cup test was old boy with the mohawk. This is the same guy that, if you remember, he got his tooth pulled where they tied a fucking string around a fucking Lamborghini and floored the bitch and yanked the tooth out.
Yep.
This dude did a cup test. He had a fucking jock strap on, and he had what is that? Is that an MMA boxer or just a boxer?
No, that was an MMA boxer.
He had an MMA fighter.
Usman. Those who are in UFC know who Usman is. He is a fucking, I think, middleweight champion and hits hard as hell.
He had Usman. Usman had this nigga stand up on a chair, and he jabbed him in the nuts. Like, what the fuck? Hard as hell. So he's down. So I'm thinking, okay, but no, that's not it.
No.
Then
as you were, he's not the middleweight. He's the welterweight.
Welterweight?
Yes, Kamaru Usman. He's the welterweight. His nickname is the Nigerian Nightmare.
I do remember that now.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Hit him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Then the next scene is they got a lady who's got a pretty fucking mean goddamn fastball, but a softball.
Right, yeah, she's a college softball.
Softball. And she motherfucking winded that shit up. And I think she hit him in the leg like 3 times. He kept moving. Hit him in the nuts. Then he down again. Same facial expression. Down, looking up at the sky. Why am I doing this? Then he go and he on the fucking ice and he get hit the nuts with a fucking hockey puck. First try. Full speed.
That shit went like 80, 90 miles an hour. The fucking hockey puck.
You know what I'm saying? And then to top it off, he let one of his cronies jump on his nuts with a pogo stick. Come on, bro. We in the barbershop like, stop. So,
my stomach.
I think I'm over it, bro. Don't make nothing else.
My stomach.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit was rough. It was never like 30, 45 minutes after that, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm over it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's you know, the bad grandpa and all that other shit. That shit was funny, but some of that shit was like
bad grandpa shit was
when Steve-O was sitting there and he had the fucking skateboard guillotine when he got bit in the face by the snake.
Oh yeah, that one dude was getting
this motherfucker was
that snake was tagging his ass. Pause.
He's supposed to be a mime. They supposed to be mimes, so they're not talking.
They can't say shit.
So he's sitting there. This chick, she didn't put her fucking tongue on a goddamn taser multiple times.
Something wrong with her.
Took it like a G
with ease.
My man got bit in the face by a fucking snake twice,
like 4 times. that snake was on him.
And then you got Steve-O. He's sitting on a goddamn guillotine with a skateboard, and the skateboard just drops on his shins. He wasn't quiet on that.
Hell, you can't be.
No.
You can't be. Did you see the Joan where the I can't remember what part of the bear? Did you see that one?
No.
You didn't see the bear jump? So the same dude that got the pogo to the nuts, they had strapped him to a chair, pour honey and raw salmon on him, and let a full-grown fucking grizzly bear come into the room. He literally shit himself. And like the bear started actually grabbing fucking salmon from his crotch. He was dead ass serious. Not playing anymore.
So I'm just like, what happens if the bear starts mauling him? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Was there any precautions to? I just felt like a lot of this shit wasn't just we just doing this. I'm like, bruh,
you probably ain't see the joint when Johnny Knoxville got teed off by the fucking bull, did you?
No,
man. Put that motherfucker in the neck brace and broke his arm.
Oh, that's why he had his arm.
That's why they cast Brand. That motherfucking bull teed off on his ass.
Like, just think about it. If somebody jumped on your nuts with a pogo stick, bro, like he had a fucking bruise, though. Like,
yeah, they showed it.
That shit could have ripped his nutsack open, bro.
You'd
have been out here with like ball juice just running down your leg.
Been out this motherfucker like Tom Green. Daddy, would you like some sausage?
I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna pass and say I'm probably not watching that shit ever again. It was it was a lot.
I mean, I think hopefully that was their last one.
Yeah.
No, they're all old now.
They're old as fuck. Especially Johnny. Johnny, I said, damn, bro, just let the shit be great.
Yeah.
All right. So now, new segment for me. I know you got your fucking dad jokes. So I got one. I got a question for the audience. I got a question for the audience. You understand me? I got a question for the audience. All right, y'all ready? Yeah. All right. How many dryer sheets for one load of laundry?
How many dryer sheets?
How many dryer sheets for one load of laundry?
2 to 3. I use 2 to 3.
You're only supposed to use one.
I know you're only supposed to use one, but I use 2 to 3.
Google says, Dr. Google says, you can use one dryer sheet for up to 4 loads.
What? Who? Any female? Kim, I know you ain't here.
Ralph
said 4 max.
What the? No, Dog, it
Ralph,
says it on the box. 1.
Ralph, you and your sons wear the same clothes. You don't need that many dry sheets.
Bruh, it says on the box 1.
Kim, how many dry sheets you use?
She in there?
She here.
She better say 1.
I use 2 to 3, bro.
Only
Especially if it's like bulky shit, like I'm definitely using 3.
bruh,
But like normal shit is normally 2.
you're only supposed to use 1.
I know you're only supposed to use 1, but I'm using 2.
Y'all being abusive.
It's
excessive.
You know, it's people that just grab whatever the fuck and just throw it in there. It's like 5 sheets. That's probably what Ralph do.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm gonna be using the same one for 4 loads.
No, I'm not.
But I'm only
please
using
don't.
1.
That shit don't last that long.
Bruh,
That shit's like paper.
I'm a stickler for
It's
that
like
shit,
it's a wet napkin by the time you're done. It doesn't have no more bounce to it.
Dog, when I come and I take clothes out the dryer that my wife can put in there, and half of the fucking dryer is dryer sheets, I got a problem with that. You only need 1.
Oh, man.
Feel free to chime in, audience. Dr. Google says 1 for up to 4 loads. This nigga said 2 or 3. I got somebody in the comments said 4. Who else? Somebody in here gonna put half the fucking pack in there too for 1 damn t-shirt. For that
So you only using 1?
I only use 1.
So if it's towels, you only using 1.
1.
Blankets,
1.
comforters.
1. The box
Really?
say 1. And my shit still come out bouncy as fuck. And then look, nigga, I even got some dollar stores. The shit still come out poof, poof. 1 dryer sheet. We will be posting this shit. I'm gonna make a fucking poll on this bitch too.
Yeah. I would like to see
how
what
many
everybody
fucking
else...
dryer sheets are we using?
Maybe we need to just do like a whole jump. Just get a box, read the box, job to job.
We can do a test and all that shit. We can put some dirty shit, go put it in the mud and put it in and put it back, put 1 dryer sheet in, and you can put fucking 13
that
of them in there.
Said throw it in the mud. Your ass stupid as hell.
That's all I got, man. But y'all tripping.
1.
Just 1.
I'm gonna ask well, who else can I? I'm gonna ask around. I'm gonna ask around at work. I'm gonna get a poll. I'm gonna ask around at work. I'm gonna get a poll.
I'm gonna ask everybody. When I get in, I'm like, hey, how many dry? You use 1? I know it. Just 1. You got your dad joke?
I do, but I do got a dad joke. But I do want to talk about something that's going to lead into another episode later.
Okay. So
if you don't know, now you know, all my gun advocates out there. President Joe Biden has made his stance against ghost guns. If you don't know what ghost guns are, there are polymer 80 kits that are used to build firearms at home, right? Technically, they're not classified as a firearm because they're not serialized and not complete. So going forward, now what's about to happen is if you are to buy a 80% lower from anybody, because you can buy 80% lower if you wanted to off of Amazon, they can sell it to you. There's no background check. Now what's going to happen is if you want to buy 80% lower, you have to go through the regular background check like you would have to for a regular firearm. And then now, if you're a gunsmith or a firearm dealer and somebody sells you if you're a firearm dealer, somebody sells you a ghost gun or a polymer 80 lower, you have to serialize it and you have to keep it. You can't sell it unless you serialize it. If you are a gunsmith and somebody brings you a unserialized firearm to work on, it is your job to serialize that. Now, the kicker is, and this is why a lot of stuff doesn't make sense, gunsmiths are not required to hold a FFL, which is the federal firearm license. Mm-hmm. You need that to sell firearms, but you need that to also serialize firearms. So now, are they going to make gunsmiths required to obtain the FFL? Who the fuck knows? So that's just a segue into a future episode. We'll have a gun talk because for those who do know, I'm a firearms instructor and a gun fanatic.
Go ahead, drop your free promo.
If you're interested in any type of firearms training in Maryland, HQL, or carry and conceal, please ensure that you go and visit snipe.training. That is my website. I am a firearms instructor licensed in the state of Maryland. Please make sure you hit me up. Bow, 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 bow. But I do got my dad joke. I need a button. Something. No, don't do that weak ass clap.
It's good enough.
That's trash.
I'm just gonna look straight this time.
What?
You're not gonna get me this time.
What do you call a blind dinosaur. You can't even fucking help yourself. Do you think he's Saurus?
That shit was corny, dog.
Yeah, that's the point.
That shit
Your
was
ass
corny.
was trying to hold it like a motherfucker too.
You better get that book from fucking Greek to Free. You hear the one he said? You the one I tagged you in?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
He's like, that's joke.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you call a cow laying down? He's like,
ground beef.
ground beef.
It's the accent that makes it funny. It's not
ground beef.
It's the accent. It's the accent that makes the shit funny.
Okay, man. So we wrapping up, man. Look, we want to thank y'all for listening, man. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, support. You know what I'm saying? Let people know, man. Rate us, comment, all that shit.
Yeah, if y'all got topics, man, y'all interested in us talking about, please share.
Yeah.
We feed off of you.
Yeah, drop them shits and
It's
drop them in the
Captain's
DM.
Log podcast community. You feel me?
Shit, I thought about making a little Facebook group jump, but I was like, let's get down the line.
Endeavors.
Yeah. But that's all we got, man. You got anything?
Nah, man. Everybody be safe, stay healthy. Out.
Captain out.